Hello everyone, welcome to Wicked West Books. My name is Meg West, and today I am going to be doing an August and reading quest wrap-up. I read only a few books. I read about half of the books during the week before the reading quest began, and then I read half of these books during the reading quest, so I figured I'd go ahead and put them together in video. So the first book that I read during the month of August was a birthday present from my husband, and that one was Nevernight by J. Kristoff. This is the first book in a trilogy. Book 2 just came out on the 6th, and this is the story about a girl who is an assassin with an affinity for shadows in a world with 3 suns. Loved this book. I loved it so much. The amount of sass and sarcasm in it is extraordinary. There is blood and guts and sex and death and heartbreak and laughter and I'm a sucker for a book with footnotes. So this it won all across the board and I absolutely loved it. After that, I was feeling the need to read something that was kind of an old comfort of mine, so I picked up Born of Legend by Sherilyn Kenyon. This is like the 10th or 11th book or something very later on in the series. It is very long and has a lot of information about one character and gives a lot away about the rest of the characters, and is also the book that has my favorite character in it, so I went ahead and reread it. So after that, Booksplosion book for last month, which was Little Monsters by Kara Thomas. This is a book that is so outside my usual reading comfort, and I still really enjoyed it, and I flew through it in like 2 days. And it's the story of a girl whose family life went bad with her mother, so she moves in with her father and makes all new friends, starts at this brand new school, really gets to be part of the family, when all of a sudden, one of her best friends goes missing, and there is an investigation to find out what happened to her. And just a whole lot of twisted chaos kind of ensues from that moment. And only downside, I think, to this one was that the end felt very rushed to me, which seems to be being a problem for a lot of books for me lately, I think. So the next 4 books were done for the reading quest, and so I will just kind of go through those for you. So I did set on the path of the mage quests, and the first quest for the mage path line was to read a book with a one-word title. And for that I chose Fathomless by Jackson Pierce. This is a Little Mermaid retelling, and I thought it was absolutely well done. It is my second retelling that I've read by Jackson Pierce, and I think I really need to check out her other books that are in that series because she does a great job of modernizing these tales, and I loved it. It has so many more aspects that I didn't even catch until I was actually telling the people I work with about what happens in the original Little Mermaid and realized just how strong parallels are drawn between Fathomless and the original Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen. In addition to that, it was very interesting to see a sister of triplets that also had the same powers as the Fates, being able to see into people's past, present, and futures one apiece. It was all over just interesting, and it's still just absolutely gorgeous book. So I got 10 experience points for Fathomless and 29 health points for it. The next book I read during the month was the first book in a series, which is actually the last part of the Mage Quest, and for that I chose Furies of Calder by Jim Butcher. This is the first book in the Codex Alera series, and I have to say that I enjoyed this book immensely. It is an amazing book all around, really, and I'm very, very ready to read the rest of the series. This whole series was written on a dare to Jim Butcher to write a book that is based off of the Roman legions and Pokemon, and is basically that. There is so many military aspects, but it won't overwhelm you if you haven't studied any Roman legions, because I actually haven't. But it's really fun to see those things shining through in the books as they go along. And as far as the Pokemon go, basically those get replaced with elementals. Each person has their own personal elemental. They can have multiple, and they have skills in it, and it's called Fury crafting. They collect the Furies, they control the Furies, and the Furies have their own personalities that usually go along with their owners. And basically in the 2 books that I've read from this series, the king is just having a lot of issues holding on to his land. And as much as I enjoyed that one, of course, the next book I picked up was actually the buddy read for the month, which I used for the multiplayer slot on the board, and that is Academ's Fury by Jim Butcher. I don't want to go too much into this one because it is the second book in the series, but I loved it just as much, and I got so many health points out of these two books. For the Furies of Calder, I got 10 experience points and 59 health points. I did listen to the audiobook instead of reading the physical book, and it was just that close from being 60 health points, just that close. And then of course for Academ's Fury, I gained 10 experience points, and I had 70 health points from that one. It had 702 pages, so it was a massive book, and I got a lot of points for it. And this next book I finished on the final day of the reading quest, and that book was God's Grave by J. Kristoff. This is, of course, the second book in the Nevernight series, and I loved it just as much as the first one. There's even more blood, even more death. There is just a great plot line, and I have to say that this book contained the first female and female relationship that I have ever read, and I have to say that I'm looking forward to reading more because I did actually really enjoy the scenes of Mia and her girlfriend in this. And of course, I am extremely sad that I have to wait an entire year for the third and final book in this series. I want it. I want it now. And God's Grave gave me 10 experience points, which brings me to 50, which puts me at a level 2 mage, which not all that impressive, but I did make it to at least level 2. And I also gained another 42 health points, bringing my total from the books to 200 health points. And I made a few social posts about the reading quest, but I did not actually count them. So yeah, that was my reading 40 days, 41 days, something like that. It was a pretty good little reading month for me, and I really had a lot of fun with it all. So if you guys participated in the reading quest, please let me know down below how yours went, if you had a lot of fun. I have not checked out the homepage to see who the winner for the reading quest was. I might have to do that before too long. I know that it was not me. That's okay, I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. I post videos every Thursday, or else I lose books. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wicked day.